Peace, 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 and Black Power family. Welcome to another episode of Do Knowledge Radio. Place for knowledge is more. This is your host, Knowledge One Allah, and we have the real estate transformative super agent oracle in the building. You understand what I'm saying? We got Majesty, our super agent, my sister Lisa Puerto in the building. So without any further ado, it becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce something the other, the only agent that I roll with, the super agent,
Okay.
Mama
Oh,
Lisa Puerto in the building. What's going on with your sister?
I am incredible. I'm absolutely incredible. Thank you for having me on. I'm glad we get to do this now as a visual. So congrats to you for bringing the knowledge visually, not just audibly. For
Right.
those people who want to be able to connect and put a face to the voice, I think this is so important that we're doing that, especially because, I'm centered around youth work, and it's important that our youth can identify with people that look like them, that have that walk of life. So this is
Right.
very important to be able to connect visually as well, because, image is, our external world is the image in our minds expressed externally, right?
Mm.
I'm gonna
Now, see,
let
she
you.
going in already.
I
She
know.
getting,
I was
getting
like,
in already. I'm ready. I'm ready, ready. I'm like, let me put my pad in. Let me take some notes already. You out the gate. Pow, pow, pow. You understand?
yeah.
So, what does 2020 look like for the super agent, and where should our mind frame be in regards to this ready set real estate mentality that's going on, this shift?
The
Give us some
shift.
jewels, give us
Yes.
some of that game.
Yeah. So I want to first share that. So I'm remotely today, and you know me, I was like, I could commit to the time, but I'm not going to be officially in the studio and set up as I normally am. But that's fine. So I'm glad. And I want to share with the people that I'm actually being recognized as an honoree. I've won an award, an industry award, the real estate industry award from one of the real estate organizations, and I'm being recognized for excellence in education, and that's on the topic of real estate. So, for if you're new to me, I've collectively have um, over 500 plus video content um, on personal transformation. Definitely always connecting it with real estate, and so specifically, you can just jump on and look me up and really get weekly real estate content and access to webinars that we have every single month. And so, in terms of the mindset of Ready Set Real Estate, even when I say that, I always think you ain't gotta if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, right? So this is my way of making sure we stay abreast on what's going on, and being able to empower ourselves and our families with real estate information. And my content really varies from anything from basic to something in depth, like when we get into development, or sometimes something a little bit more complex, like from right now, what we're dealing with as a whole collectively. I don't think I've said this on a public platform, but there is a race war happening in development that we as a people are getting caught in, that we don't
Mm,
recognize is happening.
that's
You
right.
don't know it's happening. So we're feeling it from a gentrification. The communities are feeling it. But there's a race war with people that don't look like us, that are racing for this land that some of us own and hold. And so the mindset is one of two things. If you're thinking about selling, and I'm going to talk about this in the context of, because I tend to correct people when they say don't sell, because I deal with unique situations with clientele that are going through divorce, that are dealing with mental illnesses because they're caretaking their parents, and sometimes the parent transitions and it is too painful to keep the house. Would you
Right.
agree that
I agree.
should we
Yeah.
make a decision to continue to deplete our mental health, our physical health, our well-being, because we're trying to keep the real estate? It ain't worth it
No,
sometimes. It's
no.
not. And so I come from a context and a space that if you are in that position, then yeah, speak with an expert, a professional that can support you in that decision. Because talking to everybody else, they can say, don't sell, don't sell. But now you 300 pounds overweight, you obese, you don't even get up. You may be dealing with borderline heart attack, stroke. This is real life. I'm not naming any names, but this is people I work with, I service. And sometimes it's not worth it because you're trying to keep it. And then 6 months later, you croak from a heart attack because you were picking the real estate over your mental well-being, your physical well-being. So see, we that's why I talk about the mind, body, spirit, the collective of personal transformation, that the real estate is just an external manifestation of what's in you. So the mindset is if you are in a position to sell, leverage the real estate, go buy more property. You ain't got to be stuck holding grandma's house and grandpa's house and mom's house. Go leverage it and go buy some units. They may have substantial equity. I don't know why I'm yelling.
Super agent, you putting the cape on. Let's go. Let's go. Don't turn the
Man, I
fire
was like,
down.
wait a
Don't
minute,
turn
why
down the
I'm yelling? Who am
fire.
I
Let's
yelling at?
go. Yelling at us. We need it. Come on.
Uh, well, and that's why I said, I qualified it and said, listen, you're going to hear me put a spin on this whole resistance we are facing as a people of not selling, but don't be property rich and cash poor. I'm gonna say that again. Don't
Say
be
that.
property
I was coming back. You know, I was like, woo. Come on.
don't
Come on.
be property rich and cash poor. What does that mean? You are barely hanging on a thread of life just to keep the real estate when the maintenance is deferred. I'm talking to some of our folks right now. I am. The maintenance is deferred. We can't upkeep. We got a brand new Camaro sitting in a driveway, but the sink is busted, the plumbing is shot, the roof is coming apart, but we got a brand new Camaro sitting in the driveway. I'm gonna let that sink in for some of you who are listening to this. Hey, and if the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But this is what I do. 14 years in the business. For those of you who are unfamiliar with me, I'm the creator and founder of our country's first real estate focused nonprofit. So I am, my purpose and what I came here to do. I came here to give back and educate the people in my community. That I'm doing ancestor work. So I know that I'm doing ancestor work, which is why I get all these accolades and recognition that I'm not even looking for, but it's humbling and I'm grateful for. But there are a lot of things that I do offline and behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see that have to do with teaching the youth. I teach children second grade and up real estate. I founded the program and created the program, wrote the first real estate book in the country, teaching children real estate. So I'm that innovator, I'm that trailblazer. So when I speak and I say something to the effect of, don't be property rich and cash poor, it's because of the things that I'm witnessing in my day to day. It's the things that I'm seeing that we as the people are saying, oh man, the gentrifiers or gentrification or this, that, and the third, but you're not positioning yourself. Why? Because you're not educated. You don't know the information. And so this is why I set it out. Tune in every week, Ready Set Real Estate. We air on Wednesdays, dropping gems. You want to go further? Listen, check us out on third Saturdays of each month. There's monthly webinars happening. And we have anything from investing in real estate using self-directed IRAs, remodeling versus rehabbing. I have so much content, you guys. The schedule is ridiculous. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know this year I have over 60 webinars and workshops already scheduled. So do know that means there's only 52 weeks in a year, right? Did we get an extra one for a leap year? So maybe 53 for leap year, but I got 60 informationals already scheduled, which means I'm overlapping my time. I'm going overtime for
Right.
you all. Like I really want you guys to get it. I'm really passionate about this. This is my purpose. It's important that you guys are getting this information. And I always say, get connected with the professionals that are willing to give it to you and volunteer some of it to you. Of course, there are ways that we can monetize what we do, but ultimately, Don't get caught up in paying thousands of dollars when you don't even know basic information like where to go get a property insurance quote or where the deeds are recorded. If you don't know these things, then I suggest you slow down and take a step back. And this is all part of the 2020 vision. This is about clarity. This is about the vision. How do you get to the end of the touchdown, the goal, right? We at the 25-yard line right now. I don't know why football came in my head right now, but I'm gonna use that as an example.
Go
We at the
Niners to the
25.
Super Bowl. That's why the Niners is in the Super Bowl. You understand? That's what it is. All right.
So 20, we at the 25-yard line, and I'm just saying, do you know, home insurance? Where do you get the quote from? You got to go contact an insurance agent, right? Where are the documents recorded? Go find out where your registrar's office is. Go find out where these places are because you need access to these records. You need access to these records before you jump in the game and you start talking about I'm fixing and flipping and I'm gonna do all these things. There's just basic information. That's what I want you guys to understand is that real estate is always gonna be here, it's always been here. We've been at war over land since the beginning of time. That is real estate. We have been at war over land since the beginning of time. That is, i.e., for example, also known as real estate. So it's going to be here. Historically, we have been swindled out of our real estate, which is why we are so distrustful in preparing wills and speaking with attorneys and doing living trusts because we have been swindled, or I would say a portion or a population of our community have been swindled in terms of those documents because we don't understand it. We don't understand the language. And this is why I'm saying get connected with people that can review that stuff. 2020, we here for you. We are here for you. We're supporting you. I just need that self check needs to happen where you say, you know what? I don't know what I don't know. Where you also need to say, well, you know what? This property has been passed down, keeps being passed down. It's now been passed down to me. Have I done what I need to do to make sure the property passes down to my legacy? That's by way of a living trust. I did a webinar, as a matter of fact. Man, I gave free game on that one. I think I did that one last week when I covered preliminary title reports. So, all right, break. Let everybody take that in.
It's going down. I'm telling you, it's going down. Um,
So
last time
webinars
we
are coming
spoke.
up. Yeah, go ahead. I just want to just kind of recap in short.
Go ahead, recap. I,
2020,
I hold.
Ready Set Real Estate. Tune in. Like I said, you can check out lasuperagent.com or keyword Ready Set Real Estate on Eventbrite or on Facebook. Just check me out. I'm LA Super Agent on all the social media platforms. Because I stick and move. I definitely want to make sure my presence is known online. But I think the best way to get connected with me is just send me a DM so you can get added to our list. It's my list. I'm not selling it. It's my list where you get the email that says, hey, we got a webinar coming up this weekend. Sign up. Hey, we got this, the new episode coming out. Sign up. It's my list, you guys, because I'm directly speaking with you and you're able to connect with me. So that's what I wanted to share in short. Um, I think you want to segue into the last time we probably talked about buying, which we could definitely revisit that in terms of what's available.
Yes,
Great.
yes. Buying,
Yeah.
buying with in homes, and we was talking about land acquisition also last time.
Yeah, so buying, I'm really excited to partner up with an organization that is doing grant money. It was actually part of one of our webinars that I covered to know the difference between down payment assistance programs. Some have silent loans, which means it's a loan that you have to pay back with stipulations. So know the difference between that when you're getting involved in down payment assistance programs. I am really excited that we partnered with a nonprofit organization that offers grant money. So this does not have to be paid back, and they will cover the full 3.5% down. It is for me because I'm in California. I'm an active licensed real estate broker in California. So because for me, it's going to be California, but there are grant programs available in various states across the country. You just, unfortunately, it's not something advertised because nonprofits usually don't advertise. They're not advertising. They don't build that in their marketing budget or even a budget for marketing in the nonprofit world, which tends to be one of the challenges with nonprofits is they're not utilizing the funds to also market and advertise. But know they're out there, know that they're available. I will implore you to, when you get connected with a lender or direct lender, ask them, do you work with an approved grant program? Do you work with an approved grant program that can assist with giving me or helping me out with down payment assistance program? The difference right now that I'm speaking, and this is a key, this is a gem right now, because DPA is the acronym, down payment assistance. They are not created equal. And only if you know to ask these questions will you know the difference of what program you are getting. Because you may get what we call layered loans. It'll be a loan, top of a loan, top of another loan in order to make 100% financing. So you've got to know the language, which is why we do on my show a real estate word of the week. So you're learning the language. When we learn the language, brother knowledge, true or false, when we learn the language, we're more empowered.
True. 100% true.
We
And
learn how to,
in this
yeah, go
place,
ahead.
ignorance of the law is no excuse. So you can't say you didn't know. They don't give a damn. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
yes, yes,
Absolutely. They don't. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. That is absolutely true, which is why, I'm huge on language. I'm huge on terms. I'm huge on concepts, because that way you don't feel on edge about moving forward and investing. Because remember, be reminded the financial housing crisis was part of creating fear in you. So you wouldn't move forward. It was part of that. It was a fear-based program. All right. It was a fear based program. When we had that collapse, because we had home ownership on the rise, bad products, right? And they were betting that you would lose. That is a fear based program because after you lose, would typically what percentage of people do you think get up and try again? It ain't
right,
90%.
right. It's 90% on the other end, maybe like ten
Right.
percent on the
Exactly.
yeah.
It's far lower. Very few people will actually get up and try again after taking an L. So that was a fear based
And they got
program.
options that protects them. That protects their interests. The common man, common woman don't have any options to protect their interests. They'll
Right.
bottom out. They're short. They're shorted and have the stock options. So they'll make you know 100 times more investment than what the initial investment was because of it. You see what I'm saying? So they
Right.
bottoming out. The common man loses and they gain based off of those options that they have in place. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do know that your loans are sold on the secondary market, i.e., Wall Street, and they get packaged and sold off. That's how there's money created to give you loans. It's all cyclical. It's all connected, and it's important to understand that how money works, how this business works, and this is what I kind of unpack in pieces. I don't give it to you all at once because your brain will explode. Not saying you couldn't handle it. It's just when we get too much information, we only retain about less than 10% of that information. So today, even when you listen to me, you probably only remember one or two things that I've said, which I'm perfectly fine with. I want you to remember one of two things that I said. And I share variety across the board because it's going to resonate with different people in different walks of life. So you may be in a different space and place in your financial journey that you're going to hear something jump out and you're going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to go with that. So grant program, because it's tax season, right? You're looking for tax refund, utilize. Let's look at those numbers.
right.
I did a show about that, what lenders are looking at on your return. Don't listen. Again, it's because most folks, laymen, common man and woman, we don't understand that getting a refund is not necessarily a good thing.
Right.
And I'm gonna say that again: getting a refund is not necessarily a good thing because that means you have allowed the IRS to borrow your money interest free for a period of 12 months. That means you didn't utilize all your money. You did not utilize all your money to your advantage, which is why the tax code creates things like tax exemptions. You get um, you get tax credit, or you get recognized when you donate to nonprofits and charities,
Right.
right? They
Deduction.
want you to, they give you those deductions because they want you to spend into the economy. So if you're not maximizing your money and reinvesting into the economy, i.e., your own business, your own startup, different things. And I think we may have touched on it. I don't know if we touched on it on this show, but this current administration is very corporate driven, as you guys can see, which if you have not did an LLC or started your corporation or took your hobby and moved from a sole proprietor, or even if in your sole proprietors you starting out, you want to start positioning yourself to take advantage of those deductions and write-offs.
Right.
It's very important. This is all interconnected. This is what I teach the kids, knowing the difference between employed and self-employed and how to qualify to purchase property, how to get into acquisition. Raw land. So I'm going to switch into acquisition of land. Acquisition of land. Definitely it's going to be naturally, and this is by the way, this is a developer's market. This is a developer's market. It's not it has not been a flip market. We call them dealers, those who do assignments and wholesaling. They're signing themselves onto a property and they flip it to someone who's actually going to buy it and do something either short term, less than 12 months, or long term, greater than 12 months, for whatever their investment strategy is. But this environment has not necessarily been that. It's been a developer's environment. And so right now, acquisition of land is important. This is why we've seen opportunity funds and opportunity zones. The rezoning of certain areas is because they're even developers that are willing to partner with owners that own land, and they want to do a share equity. So they would give you a share equity in terms of partnering with them, allowing them to build on your land if it meets their needs, and so forth. So it's not necessarily that you have to give up or sell your land. They will allow you to participate in the share of equity. Clearly, it's going to be it's all going to be how you negotiate that. Could be a greater percentage to them because obviously they're fronting the money, they're taking more of the risk with the development. But the beauty of it is that you don't have to give up the ownership of the land. You can participate in the shared equity of it. And again, that requires you to get together with a real estate consultant in terms of seeing whether the research, the plans, the investment strategy laid out from that developer will suit your needs. Okay. And I'm just sharing that. I'm throwing that out there. I'm planting that seed just so you can hear. You don't have to sell if you own land. If you're in a prime area or an area that you foresee development, if you've been participating in the city discussions, you know what's going on with the county. All you got to do is look at where the politicians are moving. Go see where they keep showing up. They're going to show up in areas that are developing because they're responsible for the city's future, the planning. And real estate is very political. It's so funny because I didn't want to be involved in politics for many, many, many years. But the deeper I go into real estate, I just got a text message 25 minutes ago on a short notice. Could I
Hmm.
be at a 2:30 meeting with a senator?
Hmm.
I said, that's too short notice. I'm not available.
Hmm.
But why did they ask me is because I'm one of the constituents in that city. See, I'm a voice,
Right.
I'm a representative in the city, and the senator is going to be there. That's all you got to do, y'all. Listen, follow. Where are the politicians showing up? Where are they having their meetings?
Right.
You ask me, Lisa, oh, where's the next place? Where's the next boom gonna happen? Just follow the politicians. Where are they showing up?
Hmm.
Jams.
See, on the other broadcast, I'd have dropped some bombs right now. You understand? Like, so that's why the audio had me in the creature comfortable way. I'm like, hold on, sis. I got to drop some bombs for that one right there. You see what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, you just weaved in the fabric of the entire society and its ability to sustain, and we ain't leave real estate. but we did, but we
Yep.
didn't, but we did. You see what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
talking about developing, you talking about land acquisition, you talking about raw land, you throwing in agriculture, all of these things that are used in secondary uses. So, like, you mentioned buying and flipping. That's the stock market. That's the real game. They playing those games right there. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's no difference than they say somebody got a gambling problem and they in the casino shaking dice or they betting on the horses and stuff like
Right.
that. We really got that kind of mind frame in regards to, like, if I just get this scratch off or I just play these numbers long enough, I'm bound to hit something. You
Right.
don't even track what your input into it with your mental, emotional, psychological, and your financial
Right. And
state.
I'll
You
and
see what
I'll
I'm saying?
expand I'll expand on the buy and flip. You don't create wealth from buying and flipping.
Break it down, please.
You do not create wealth from buying and flipping because you are buying and you are selling, which means you are not benefiting from the residual or the passive income that that property can generate. You are selling it off for instant gratification for the money, right?
Right.
So buying and flipping is a strategy. That's why the IRS calls you a dealer. You ain't no difference from someone in the street.
Mm,
The IRS calls flippers a dealer. I
mm,
talked about this on my show. I did a 3-part series on taxation for flippers, also known as dealers, for real estate professionals, and for investors. These are the wealth strategy people. These are who invest long term
mm,
because it's even different on an accounting spreadsheet. Fix and flip, your the property is known as inventory.
mm.
You a dealer. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying, knowledge? You know?
Right. Right. Right.
You come on, how many dealers you know really was building wealth? They weren't. They were rich.
Right.
They may have been rich. This is the difference between rich and wealthy. Dealer versus investor. But I appreciate my people who, y'all want to get into the dealer game. I That's wonderful. But start rewiring your mind to start holding some of those flips for yourself.
Mm,
Start pulling the money together instead of signing it off. Start working now that you've built a relationship and rapport with the investors. Start pulling money together and say, you know what? I'm a partner with you to hold this. And then maybe I'm gonna buy you out in 12 months.
mm,
If you still need money from it, buy them out in 12 months, but have that clear agreement. Because it's not easy to buy people out. Because if they don't want to be bought out, they can force a sale on you.
mm.
Just like stocks. Don't it sound like
Just
that?
like this. Yeah. Yeah.
Just like
And
stocks.
those bargaining chips for what they call them serial entrepreneurs or them venture capitalists that come into an area and they want to buy, like, what you got in there, how are you leveraging what you have, you know
Right.
how
How are
are you
you leveraging?
leveraging
Great
yeah,
word. Great
uh,
word. Right. How are you
yeah,
leveraging? And so acquisition in terms of land, if you're in the agriculture game or thinking about getting the agriculture game, do know that the USDA has loans. That's also 100% financing. USDA stands the United States Department of Agriculture. They will actually assist you. They have programs where they will show you how to be a farmer. That will show you how to grow because that is what sustains our economy. That's where our foods come from. It's agriculture. So that's
right.
very important. So if you're thinking about it, listen, don't feel restrictive that you only have to invest in urban areas. You can think outside the box. And that's what I encourage people, that don't feel limited, that if you're in a high premium state, like California, Florida, New York, Washington, some of these states are getting up there as well. Texas is getting up there. So, don't feel like you're restricted to investing where you live. Start connecting with people that are outside, and look at the numbers, right? Because clearly $100,000 here in California won't take you too far, but it could take you far somewhere out in Philly, right? Could take you further. So don't
Right.
feel restricted and limited. Also, if you want to utilize these down payment assistance programs, do know they tend to be income restricted, meaning it's based on your income. If you want to utilize, also, I mentioned this on the show. That's what I talked about, condos, as an entry point for home ownership. If you're in an area that has condos as an option for you, you now can purchase a condo using 3.5% down using the FHA insured loan, also known as the first time home buyer loan. Effective November 2019, they changed the guideline that that condo or HOA complex or community no longer had to be on the FHA approved list. So that is a huge game changer for a lot of people
Mhm.
who didn't have the purchasing power to maybe get into the market for single family homes, but you may qualify and it's within your purchasing power to get a condo. Do that. Leverage what you have. Sit there. At least you know you're not throwing away the rent money,
Right.
and you're investing into depreciating the loan and gaining price appreciation, or excuse me, value appreciation by way of the equity of the property. If you're unfamiliar with these terms, like I said, I suggest you jump on the show.
And you were saying, I want to, since we still at the down payment assistance program, you were saying about, them not being equally yoked and them, taking the equity. You were speaking about that on the last broadcast. Can you
Oh,
circle back
right.
around one more
Yeah,
time?
absolutely. Good point. Since we're talking about DPA and they're not all created equal, some of them use what we call shared appreciation. So basically, they're going to get their money back if they helped you out with 15,000, 20,000, and you decide to sell that property. They're going to get back their 15,000 plus maybe a percentage of the equity of the property when you sell it. So I can give you maybe an example. Let's use 100,000. Say you bought the property for 80,000, and then you sold it for 100,000. They're going to want to share that $20,000 equity that you gained, and that's check the guides, check the stipulations is what I'm saying. For some people, they typically never sell those properties that they've utilized through the DPA program. Some people do, but do know when you do those liens, because I've seen it, I've dealt with it, and it is a lien recorded on the property, and they basically come saying, "Oh, you selling? We got to get ours." Sometimes it's not even enough in the deal to pay the shared equity. It's a cold game, and we've seen it. Sometimes that shared equity goes so much, and you realize that, dang, all I asked was them to help me with 20,000, and then they talking about, oh, now the payoff is 65,000, but you only making eight, you making 80, you making, let's say you make 80,000, pay off of 65,000. You were counting on using some of that money to put down payment in a bigger property, not so much, which is why, again, work with a professional also to review those terms with you. Especially if you're on the end of selling and you were a person that utilized a DPA program, you absolutely need to know the terms and the conditions in which that program financed your original purchase.
That's good jewels, good jewels, good jewels. I need to have you back. You need to put us on your calendar for like once a month or once every couple of months or once a quarter
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
we could
Cut
do once a
in, cause
quarter.
yeah, I
We
need
do we
something in.
we do a quarter. We do a quarter. Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Like I said, I'm sticking and moving right now, but definitely
Right.
always have time for the folks. And a lot of information was shared today. A lot when you unpack it. I definitely you slow down the video. You break it up into pieces. And of course, if anything you have question, I suggest you drop the comments below, and get connected. Also, for those of you, I got giveaways, brother. So we do a giveaway contest. I got books. I've written multiple books, so um, we're giving out just fell out of escrow. Top 5 reasons a property does not sell, and I give a lot of gems on really how to um, purchase property that most people are not considering, and you get a better deal, just like people are looking for foreclosures. And it's usually on properties that fall out of escrow because the seller is a little bit more inclined to work with you now that the first go round didn't work out. Their feelings are
Mm.
hurt. Their feelings are hurt. So,
That's like a second or a third round draft pick. Yeah,
yeah,
really,
exactly. So,
that's where to go. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You know how it goes with the second and third round, right? Because, the numbers come down, right?
right, right,
Same with property. Right, you got to come back to me because the first time it didn't work out, and numbers is going to be different now.
right.
So, yeah. All right, brother. I got to sign off. I appreciate you. Thank you. You guys have a phenomenal, incredible, and productive week. Continue seeking the knowledge. Continue getting connected with people that will pour into you because, I've said this. I'm no good if I'm not sharing what I know. I'm no
Mm.
good. I would be no good to the world and to myself. If I'm not sharing what's in this noggin. This is where I've been blessed, what I've been blessed with, and I'm accountable for my gifts and my knowledge. And so I impart that with those who are ready to receive it. And how I know you're ready is when you stay connected to Ready Set Real Estate.
Right. Well, thank you, sis. You could take this with you as well. You can put it up wherever you have your content. Also, you be like, hey, stop, little bro in the fam. You see what I'm saying? So, bam, English, and you are empowered of living, bold, and courageous. You understand? Out here doing what you're doing and transforming lives and transforming minds at the same time. So always a salute. And like I said, we need to book you every quarter to keep us straight. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Peace and love to you, sis.
Peace and love.
All right, family, out of here. Shout out to my sister Lisa Puerto, super agent coming through showing love. We got the hoodies going on. I think I gotta make myself show these every time I'm online until they're gone, and then we get the new shipment. So it's not like it's gonna go away. Just we're gonna have more and more and more. So got a lot of stuff happening. And we will be live 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So and my brother Killer Season. And we're gonna talk a little hip hop again today. We got the whole weekend going down over www.blogtalkradio.com/radio, DOTHAKE, KNOWLEDGERADIO. Check us out. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will be back here live 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think we might throw another one in the mix, like 7, something like that. We got the brother Marvin Burwell. He gave us, a little 20-minute joint because Dr. Inky and himself will be at this weekend live. We got a 2020 health vision, the first of the tour to start. It'll begin in PA. We got the Philly joint going on. The Philly Johns. Shout out to the Philly Johns out there. Shout out to my Philly RBG All Stars out there. Much love and respect to my sisters and my brothers out there. Make sure y'all go cop that joint for my man Del P. Making them see it great again on Bandcamp. Del P. Check them out. Get that album. Holla at my brother Rod Green from Tribe Worldwide. Get y'all some merch from over there. Holla at my sister Hanifa. She got the apothecary going on. Uh, My sister Aisha Muhammad, she's a doula. Don't give birth without a doula. Amazing, amazing. Got my chef sister out there, Queen Lex Chi. She got the Help for Home Foundation, and she is a bomb chef, caterer, amazing, amazing talent. Make sure I holler at my sister Queen Lex, sister Queen B out there with the social justice movement, working to help free our brother Mumia Abu Jamal, our elder, and all our brothers and sisters that are behind enemy lines, political prisoners. So there's a lot going on in Philly. A lot going on in Philly. Shout out to Philly. Uh, my brother Judah Priest out there making a name for himself and talking noise about these little headphones. You understand? But we looking to expand, looking to grow, and continue our work in the communities. So this is why you see the fundraiser. If you're following on Facebook, and also you can make your donation to the station for its sustainability to continue on to do. Every time you see me, know that I have invested something financially, mentally, emotionally, and psychologically to bring a broadcast to you at least twice a day. So this goes into our community projects and our ability to be self-sufficient and self-sustaining. Make a donation here, cash.me/knowledge won't allow, or paypal.me/Movie Knowledge Radio. And salute to those brothers and sisters who already donated to the fundraiser. Back 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on blogtalkradio.com/Knowledge Radio. And also, I'm sure we'll be here either 7 or 7:30 for my brother Marvin Burrow, but we'll be live 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time speaking with the chief priest and the super T of Hanisu. The Hanisu clan will be back here talking about Now Valley doing that pilgrimage wrap up and review, and also discussing some great things of interest in regards to the study and the culture of Nile Valley and its representation proper and its misrepresentation improperly. So definitely tune in for that. That's going to be very, very, very heavy content. That peace, love, and power. Shout out to everybody who came through and everybody who was really archived. Peace.